What's up, everybody, and welcome back to All the Things Harry Potter, the alcohol-fueled, chapter-by-chapter reread of the Harry Potter series, with a fangful of craft brew on the side. Well, you don't like that one?
No, I like it.
I thought that was a good one.
I think
thought
it
I
is.
was being clever.
I agree.
I'm Nate.
I'm Jade.
And this week we're going to be getting into Chapter 17 of the Chamber of Secrets, The Heir of Slytherin. Last week that tripped me up because it was Chapter 16, Chamber of Secrets, and I fumbled all over it.
Oh, yeah. A lot of samesies going on there. Well, before we get into the chapter, we have a couple things to talk about. As far as news goes, the Wizards Unite app, you know, that game that's like Pokemon Go, but for Harry Potter people, is getting Adventure Sync. That's pretty cool because up till now, having to keep it open while you're walking is kind of a huge pain in the ass, at least for me, with a Android phone.
So now it just goes to your GPS, so you can walk around not even thinking about the game, but the game is logging your, the distance you go.
Right. Just like in Pokemon Go, you can still hatch eggs, even if you haven't been in the app. But Harry Potter, it's been kind of like, no, you gotta be dedicated. You gotta be dedicated to killing your battery.
Gotta be doing a thing.
But that's gonna be ending soon, so that's pretty cool. The next thing is that we just wanted to kind of let you guys know, or at least start preparing you, I guess, that we are going to be taking a brief little break after the end of this book. You're going to want to stay subscribed because we're going to be dropping things here and there. We're going to probably try to get this next book out all at once so you can binge, but we don't have a line for that yet. So stay here, stay subscribed. We are going to be back with you, and we still have a couple more episodes, so don't leave yet. But we just wanted to prepare you guys a little bit for that.
Right, and we are definitely getting all the way through this series. We started it now, we are going to finish it. So rest assured, this is not going to get halfway and then fall off the earth. We will finish.
Our favorites are still to come. So.
Right.
The next book is my favorite, so we have to get to that.
Is it?
Yes, it is, because we meet Sirius.
Yeah.
But if you miss us in the interim, you can always go over to Patreon because there's going to be a lot of stuff dropping there really soon for Harry Potter. And you're going to want to be there while everything is fresh and hot and not missing out because, we're hilarious, right?
Well, I mean, I think so.
One last thing, just for funsies. Daniel Radcliffe is in, a couple things coming up. I guess he may have already been in Miracle Workers for a minute. I haven't really done a whole lot of research. I've just been seeing these commercials for the Dark Ages season.
Yeah, the trailers.
Yeah, and he's like a prince.
Hilarious.
And it's funny. Yeah. Prince Chauncey. And I'm kind of excited to watch him just be funny. And also, he's in this new movie called Guns Akimbo, and he has guns, nailed to his hands.
Yeah. Somebody told me he has guns for hands, so I was kind of thinking Evil Dead movies, where the guy has the chainsaw for the arm, but it's not like that. He just has guns, like you said, nailed to his hands.
Yeah.
Painful.
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of struck a Quentin Tarantino.
Planet Terror vibe.
Yeah, oh yeah. Planet Terror vibe, a lot.
And it's another one where he seems to be funny. It's like a dark comedy, I think. And I've been seeing the meme for a long time of him just crazy man out in the street with a robe and slippers and guns. So it's cool that I finally am oh, that's what that's from. And I may be way behind the times, guys. I'm an old person sometimes, so I don't I'm not always up on the freshest stuff, but I'm pretty excited to see him in some different roles where he's just funny.
It's weird to see him not as a 12-year-old. I know when we watched the second Now You See Me movie, he's in that too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And he's all talking about magic stuff, and I believe there's a couple of nods in that movie to him being a wizard or something else having to do with Hogwarts. They kind of make a little joke about it, but I like seeing him, as a grown-up.
Yeah. Well, that was the end of my, notes, so we can now slither right in to this chapter. No? You didn't like that?
I was still absorbing that. I wasn't sure what to make of that.
The look you were giving me was like, what the fuck?
I was also trying to come up with a counter, like Hufflepuff Puff Pass, and I didn't get there, so... Sorry. We'll try better. Get back to you.
I won't badger you about it. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. You won. You got it.
Well, you can do our synopsis.
Sure. All right. Well, in this chapter, Harry finds Ginny in the Chamber of Secrets and learns who the heir of Slytherin really is. And then he comes face to face with the monster that lives in the chamber.
Ooh.
I know. Personally, I don't think this monster is as bad as something we've seen earlier in the book.
No?
I think the spiders in Aragog are much, much worse. I mean, this thing is still out to kill you, so I'm not saying I'd be besties with it, but as far as terrifying factor...
I will say, not only do they have pincers, but they have sheer number on their side. And also, the clicking.
Yeah, the clicking in the teeth. Don't forget the teeth. And the eyes.
Yeah.
And the hairy.
The legs.
Ugh, just all of it.
The way they scuttle.
I would way prefer death by basilisk.
And they could, like, wrap you in their web. My thing is, though, the clicking is, like, psychological terror, too. They're like...
Yeah, oh, yeah. Like I said, if I was attacked by a giant group of spiders, I would be horrified, and I would probably pass out before they got to me. That's a very real possibility. But giant snake, it is terrifying. I would yell and scream and try and run away, but, like, it's not as scary as a fucking giant spider. I'm sorry. It's a snake.
Well, and something that just occurred to me is that I don't think I remember the snake making a whole lot of noise, but I'm assuming it probably hisses a good deal and shrieks.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that Harry understands hisses, right?
Right, so it wouldn't sound like that to him.
Theoretically, it'd be being like, fuck!
Get over here, you little fucker.
Yeah. Where were you, JK? I want to know what the basilisk was fucking yelling at Harry.
That would be interesting to know. Well, actually... He was giving him a long family history of snakes who have lived in Hogwarts over the years and have crushed nosy little children who have wandered too far into the chamber.
Into the pipes in the bathroom.
Yeah. You ever been in the bathroom too long and you feel like somebody's in there? That was the basilisk. Hey. Time to
creepy.
go. Yeah.
It
well, yeah.
freaked me out.
Yeah. It's a magical monster. It is creepy.
Our chapter starts and Harry's standing at the end of a long, greenish lit chamber with tall pillars carved with snakes. It's super creepy. It's like a horror movie up in there.
Yeah, it's all kind of gross feeling. Get a weird slimy vibe from it.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the end of the stone room, it's a statue. And it's high as the chamber itself. And it describes this room as the ceiling just turning into blackness because it just goes up and up and up, and it's fucking huge.
Yeah.
Is what they're trying to get to. And it's an ancient chamber. It's got a giant monkey-like face.
Yeah.
Which was a little confusing. I was thinking maybe snake-like, anything like that, but no, it was monkey.
I'm thinking maybe it was, like, crudely carved.
The style of art, or the style of carving. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I could see that. It's got a big, long beard, almost to the wizard's feet, so it's got a really good beard game, and Dumby needs to catch up. And between those feet was Ginny. She's lying face down.
Yeah.
Now, this statue is described as ancient, and if this chamber was built way back when, there wouldn't have been bathrooms, right?
I think we talked about this in one of our early episodes about how in the beginning they couldn't have had plumbing.
Right. There was no bathrooms, thus no sink. And so if there was no sink, then they must have put that bathroom in after the fact. And when they updated the school, they would have had to make a mark on the underside. It's the water on and off lever, right? That had the little snake on it.
Yeah, and make a magic tube. Right.
They would have had to do all of that after the fact. Now, either Hogwarts may seem a little bit behind because, the no electricity thing, but maybe way back then they were super ahead of the curve and had modern plumbing, which I doubt. Or this Salazar Slytherin guy has someone or a group of people who, take care of shit having to do with this. So when they had to do all that construction in the school, it was thought about and, taken care of by a certain group of people. But it really doesn't make sense to me because he would have put the chamber in far before modern plumbing was a thing.
No, I've thought about this before too. Okay, all the carvings down there that look super fucking cool, right? He do that with magic, or did he hire a group of
Right.
stone workers to come in and carve this shit? How the fuck did this happen? And the other founders didn't know. Were there no security measures so he could just apparate them bitches right in? I don't know. And
how did he feel about his face looking like a monkey?
Back then, it may have looked wonderful because he didn't have anything good to compare it to. But, yeah. So, I had the same kind of question because, again, we did talk about the plumbing situation before, and there's some weirdness. Also, the person who says who ends up being the heir of Slytherin, he researched for 5 years. And found this shit, okay? Harry, Hermione, and Ron found it in, a couple months. All the Hogwarts teachers have not been able to figure shit out for over 50 years, for the entirety of the school.
That's true. I will say we're talking probably close to 8 months because you go to school for 9 and then you're off for 3. And it's close to final exams time. So it took them the better part of a year, but still the better part of a year compared to 5.
Compared to the school being open since however fucking long, and all the other teachers are like, oh, nope, don't even know that exists.
Right.
Oh, there was some murder. Still aren't going to bother to try and look for that shit.
Because they weren't obsessively searching for it like Harry. Harry eats and breathes and sleeps this chamber. He asks everything, everybody oh, hey, was it about the Chamber of Secrets? Why would you think that? That's all I'm thinking about,
Yeah, okay. We got a little off track. So Harry, he sees Ginny when he comes in there, and he runs to her because she seems pretty dead. And he shakes her, and there's a voice telling him she's not going to wake up. It's Tom Riddle.
Yeah, and he's weird. He looks blurry on the edges. He doesn't look like a normal person. And he's like, are you a ghost? And he's a memory. But how different is that exactly? I'm sure there's, rules attached. We did talk about the difference between a ghost and a poltergeist in our Patreon episode. That we didn't include memory, though. Didn't kind of see this coming. So, don't exactly know the rules. Harry does figure it out, though, come the end. We'll get there. For whatever fucking reason, Harry, in his excitement, seeing Ginny, not excitement, worry, I would assume, he throws his wand off to the side. And, he gets to her, and he's like, oh, man, wake up, and he starts to talk to Tom, and then Harry gets his fucking senses about him, and he's like, where's my wand? He grabs for it, and it's not there, and Tom has it.
And he won't give it back.
Right, and it goes on painfully long, where he doesn't really quite start explaining stuff, but Harry's starting to ask questions, and he's like, come on, I might need my wand back. And he goes, oh, you won't need it. Dude, obviously he's the fucking bad guy, okay?
Yeah.
He stole your shit. He's telling you not to worry about the one thing you have to defend yourself with. It's weird.
Dude, the guy says he's a memory and he looks the same as he did 50 years ago. There's a field of red flags right there. You don't need to go any farther. You don't talk to him like, oh, Tom, let's just chit-chat. We can talk later. No. Fuck you, Tom. I'm going to keep my wand and we're going to leave.
You would think that going into a chamber that is literally labeled with snakes, you might get fucked over inside.